Hello, everyone. My name is Grace. I'm the founder of Becoming Grace Foundation, and I wanted to jump on here to share some updates and also just encourage you guys during a time that feels very scary. And so, a couple things that I want to talk about is first of all, I want to share that we are doing incredible things, and we have built up an amazing board, having a new board president, activating our board members to take on leadership roles and projects. And we've been able to help over 70 people either receive legal guidance, receive legal education through workshops, receive eviction prevention and prevent them from being homeless, furniture for families, child care costs covered, among a lot of other things that we were able to do. And with this time being such a important time in our life, right now, more than ever, anti-violence, public safety, hope, love, courage, light, peace, truth is so important more than ever. It's being highlighted across the nation that safety should be top priority for companies and us as individuals, along with there's so much separation in our community, and this is a time more than ever that we need to be united. We need to be in unity with each other, not fighting each other. I want to share with you that what we're seeing is literally the manifestation of what every someone who goes through abuse, someone who's trafficked, all go through. It's manipulation, it's coercive control, it's taking small bits of truth and warping it. It's about power dynamics, and I want to remind you that we're all wanting the same things, and we're all more alike than I guess what's being told to us. And this isn't against, left or right or whatever. I'm actually non-political person, the most unpolitical person you can imagine. This is just about humanity. This is about love. It's about the things that we need to be healthy. We all want the same things. We all want safety. We all want to be able to pay our bills and eat food and have community with each other. And so I'm asking you to raise your voice, to take this anger that might be resonating with you right now and to actually do something. And what I call righteous anger, meaning you take this righteous anger of feeling in this disillusionment, this chaos that we're being told, and it's both sides, both sides. We're all being fed this. It's a way that they isolate us. So abusers, to give you an example, abusers or people who are psychopaths, sociopaths, people who are very intelligent and high charm, high manipulation, the whole goal is a power struggle and power dynamic to make you feel powerless, but it's also to take little bits of truth and warp it so that you begin to isolate yourself, that you begin to think how they think, and this is what we're seeing in the community, and this is just across the board everywhere. And I'm not saying there's any blame. But what I am saying is let's acknowledge that we as an individual have the ability to choose differently, to not take the bait of what everyone else is doing and everyone else is saying, but to live in peace and to show love to one another and to be a lighthouse, to be a light, to shine that light And it can be, with small things, or it can be in really large ways. One of the large ways for me was starting this nonprofit. This was from the ground up, pure love, pure sacrifice, sacrificing my finances to help other people. And I thought that I would fail. We started with $10,000 as seed funding, and we've been able to raise nearly $60,000. We've had sustainable income coming in every month that I thought I would probably fail. And this is not just me, but it's gathering a team of people, influencing people to be able to each play a small part. And with that, working together, we're able to impact communities. We've been able to pray for people who have felt hopeless. We've been able to step in, even if it's just helping them move, even if it's just getting a little a bed for them, or it's just being there with kind words when they're falling apart. Like, that is what life is about love. It's about humanity. It's about joining together, no matter your differences, no matter your belief systems, no matter anything. And so after experiencing something myself that was very coercive, that was very manipulation, that was hiding lots of the truth, that is what we're dealing with across the board for many years now. And the key is to not take the bait. And this is what we teach individuals that are going through abuse, that are going through coercive control, that is going through possibly being trafficked, is to remember the truths. Remember the truths, and to undo some of, not take the bait, right, of them being able to separate us or cause isolation, because they want you to be isolated from your community and to gain the understanding that they have that we are against each other. And that is not the truth. So I really hope that we all play our part as individuals, because we have huge parts that we can do. And one person, you as an individual, can have a huge impact in the world. Let me tell you, it does not die with the person. It continues on. Your legacy, no matter how big or small, continues on past your time, but you have the decision to do that. And I'll give you an example. My father ended up being a pastor, and he started a church. He came from a small place in Israel. And he came with nothing. He started a church. He believed in what he was doing. And when he passed away, those funds, we sold the church, and we have an endowment where those funds now continue on for the rest of our lives, and continue on to the generations that we're able to impact the community. But how did that happen? It happened because he made a choice, sacrifice. He did it every single day. And even when things seemed difficult, he just, gave a hand to people, and was there for them. And now I get to continue because of what he did. So his legacy didn't die, but now is transformed into even more impact in different communities through our nonprofit. And so a couple things is, as an update for us, is that we get our finances through, one, we get a small donation from the endowment every year. We get it through monthly donors, and primarily we've been funded through just individual donations, because some of the challenges that we're having is when we did get the 501c3, they certified us as a private foundation, which eliminates a lot of the grants that we can apply for. We are working on, and we've already submitted for them to change that to a public charity. So once that is changed, we'll be able to file our 990 so that you can see all of the funding and the funding that's going out and in, and so all the transparency. And so that's been a challenge, but it's also been a challenge. And coming from the nonprofit world, where I've worked with a lot of organizations, I know a lot about nonprofits. it's very challenging for grassroots to do anything because they want to see impact before they give you funding. And so we've been really lucky enough to be able to get funding through individuals and people really coming alongside us and believing in our vision and mission. But a lot of grassroots can't because, there's different regulations. You have to be, have 3 years. You have to be able to have $100,000 in your bank account. All these regulations to qualify to even get funding. And so right now, I want to ask for you to come alongside us, whether it's being a monthly donor, whether it is being a volunteer of ours. What we've been able to do is we've had not only about 9 or 10 board members, but we've had also skill-based volunteers who has helped us, whether it's lawyers, whether it's advocates, it's marketing individuals who have helped us with marketing. The list goes on. And so we have these wonderful workshops that we can do called Becoming Whole. There you go, Becoming Whole. Peer support program where we can do workshops for individuals, whether it's virtual or in person. And we would love to get more skill-based volunteers to help us with that. We're looking for skill-based volunteers, especially in the legal area, with criminal lawyers. We need more family in any of the spaces, whether it could be immigration, just to speak education for an hour to help others. One thing that we really notice is there is no other nonprofit that is doing that, and it's really challenging to even get a lawyer to do these educational workshops. And so the fact that we were able to get that has been exponentially phenomenal. And I will tell you that our last one, we had DCS, we had police officers, we had advocates sign up along with families, and they were asking for more. They said, please, you're the only one that does this, please do more. And so we are really hitting a huge gap in what has been being done in the community. And that is what's beautiful about grassroots. You don't have the grant funding that restricts you from how you're able to do things. We have just the public funding. And so we've been able to really create avenues that hasn't been done before. And a lot of times these larger nonprofits, they're serving so many people and they can't get the funding quick enough to be able to prevent a homeless situation where you could have prevented that. And so luckily we've been able to do that, where they can call us or email us, and we're able to get that payment in right away. And so those are some of the pros to being grassroots and not being funded, with all these restrictions. But also the cons is we can only do so much. We don't have any paid employees, and we would love for people or someone to come alongside us that believes in us, that we could truly build our operational side of things, hire advocates, hire people full-time or even part-time, would make an incredible difference to what we can do in our community. But we're so grateful for you. We're so grateful that you even stayed on here to learn more about some of the updates, some of the challenges, but also encouragement that you do have so much power in who you are, in your voice, in the way you respond to people. And I encourage you to do, even if it's a small thing, whether it's for your neighbor, whether it's for a stranger, or whether it's for a nonprofit like us, that, you get involved, that you share love, you share hope, no matter the differences, no matter what they believe, no matter anything, that we are all here to make a difference in our community. And I encourage you to raise your voice just like we did at our first event that was called Raise Your Voice. And what a time is this, that we created this nonprofit at a specific time where violence, anti-violence is top priority in the community and nation, nationally. So I'm going to leave you with one last message for you. And it's this, by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So let's be reminded to switch the narrative, not take the bait, fight against our mental health, the separation that's happening, and against violence, and to just be kind, be sympathetic and empathetic towards what people are suffering with and suffering from. Not to celebrate horrible things that have happened to people. Not to think that this is winning when someone's life is lost, but to make a difference. So thank you, and I invite you, if you want to make a transformative donation, you would do just that. And so I hope that you found this message encouraging, and I will see you next time.